Hello, Sweet Tooth here. I hope your day is going well. I'm gonna play some more Katawa Shoujo. I know I'm saying that wrong. Anyways, let's pick up where we left off to the tea house. The tea house seems fairly standard from the outside, just an ordinary building with typical signs decorating the entrance. Semicolons not needed. It looks like the type of place you would walk by without a thought. Just another generic cafe in a sea of thousands. You've already used just in the previous sentence, and this comma is not needed as well. If Hanako hadn't steered Lily into the entrance, I would have continued on down the road without ever knowing that it existed. Inside the tea house, it takes on a more traditional feel. Everything seems to have been made from the same lump of timber, from the counter and benches to the high-backed booths around the walls. But the most striking feature of the room is the lack of light. I think I can faintly hear something bubbling away in the background, but otherwise the room is silent. Without any direction, we simply wait near the entrance, politely obeying the "Please wait to be seated" sign. Please wait to be sighted. My reading is off. Is this place closed or something? Ah! Shit. The sound of a chair falling over echoes throughout the empty room, and a head shoots up from inside a booth. I wasn't asleep, and welcome to the Shanghai. Yuko, dressed in a pastel apron and clutching a menu, rushes to greet us. Her misaligned glasses and ruffled hair cast suspicion on her previous statement. But whether she was asleep or not isn't the first question that leaps to my mind. You work here now? What happened to the library? What? Lily? Hasao? Welcome to the Shanghai! Yuko, still waking up, jerks into a violent bow, dislodging her glasses in the process. Ah! My glasses! As I pick up her spectacles off the floor, Lily offers an explanation. Yuko works here part-time as well as at the library. It's one of the reasons we like to come here. Yuko takes her glasses from my hands, shakily putting them back on. Yes, that's right. Thanks. Shall I show you to your table? Ooh, boy. There's no one else here, so you can choose your table and order whatever you like. But there may be a delay as I will have to make it myself. Yikes. Sorry, Yuko. Just a pot of black tea and a plate of sandwiches will be fine. Right, I'll get right onto that. Yuko hurries off to the back of the cafe, leaving us still standing at the entrance. She pushes the swinging half doors open before realizing that she hasn't seated us. I'm sorry. Please sit wherever you like. I'll be right back. Following her advice, I lead Lily to the nearest booth as Hanako follows. I like how the still photos don't change, but it tries to resemble that they are sitting down, so it lowers the pictures. Yeah, that's funny. As I begin to sit next to Lily, I realize how appropriate this place is for Hanako. The high-backed booths totally separate you from the rest of the room, and it doesn't look like it gets all that many customers. All of the furnishings, from the cushions on the benches to the condiment holders, look dated but aren't overly worn. I wonder if Lily deliberately selects places like this to take Hanako. She seems like the type that would go to lengths to cater to Hanako's unique predicament. So, Hasao, I didn't know you played chess. Well, not very well, but I do know how to play. I suppose the obvious question would now be, who won? Lily's innocent smile makes me hesitate. I don't really want to look like I'm lording my victory over Hanako. Hasao did. Yes, but not by much. Damn, saying that out loud makes me feel like I've done something terrible. Well done, Hasao. You've accomplished something I've only ever failed at. Thanks. I haven't played in ages, so it felt good to play again. Yes it did. Hanako fidgets with her hair a little and looks away as she replies, but a small smile emerges. It's a little more extreme of a reaction than I expected, but it's still kind of cute in that Hanako way. It throws me a little off guard, and only Yuko's cataclysmic re-entry shocked me back into conversation. Are you alright there, Yuko? Do you need a hand? I'm fine. I have to do this properly. It's my job. Concentration plays across her face while she stares at the tray in her hands, as if simply looking at its contents will hold them in place. Sadly, this doesn't prove all that effective. The cups and saucers slowly dance around, occasionally clattering as they collide with one another. Taking great care, Yuko sets the tray down on the table, following the subtlest of crashes. There, see? Well done. Thank you, Yuko. Yuko's head rockets downwards. Yuko's head rockets downward in her... Why does that sound off like either way? In her distinctive bow before answering. You're very welcome. Would you like to join us? There's something else I'd like to discuss about that recent order, if I may. Oh, that's right. Lily and Yuko were discussing a pile of books when I first met Hanako. Something about Lily helping with the braille. Ah, yes. We didn't get the chance to go through them, did we? Yuko hastily sits down next to Hanako. Apparently her dedication to this job only goes as far as her concentration. Once it is broken, she suddenly loses it. I'll be in the library tomorrow afternoon if you'd like to try again. Yeah, sounds perfect. I'll meet you there after classes. Lily? Oh dear, that's right. Tomorrow's Monday. How could I have forgotten? I'm starting to feel a little left out of the loop here. Then again, that's to be expected. I have been here for barely a week, so it's impossible to know everyone's schedule. Well, perhaps we could come to some other arrangement. Yuko, will you be in the library later in the week? Maybe, but this is already overdue. And there are some things I may need. This might be a problem. Lily ponders for a second before discovering the answer. I wonder, might we be able to enlist the help of another, if need be? To do what? You lost me quite some time ago. Being volunteered for something without even having the slightest idea what is going on isn't really my thing. And here I thought I had finally escaped the clutches of the student council and their repeated attempts to recruit me. Oh, of course. The other day I was helping Yuko sort the new Braille books in the library. But Hanako and I usually go shopping on Monday afternoons, as it's quieter on that day than on the weekends. Instead of the semicolon, put an as, if you're really going to connect these things. But I advise against linking verbs like that. Anyways, so much reading. Last week we couldn't go because I was busy with the festival. I managed to slip away later in the week, but Hanako couldn't make it. Well, since I can't read Braille, I'm assuming you'd like me to go shopping with Hanako. Correct. You were a great help to me the other day. I think I can handle that. Hanako, what do you think? If you wouldn't mind. Of course not. I'm still not familiar with all the stores in the area, so it sounds like a good idea. Okay. Now that we have that arranged, shall we have some tea? It's now that I realize our tea has been sitting idly by all this time, getting no hotter. It's my fault. Let me pour that for you. Yuko reaches out with shaking hands, but I intercept her. She looks in no state to be handling hot liquids. It's alright, I've got this. Since you've already made the tea and sandwiches, you fulfilled your waitress duties, right? I guess. Yuko relaxes a little, but still watches eagerly as I share out the assortment. As I'm about to bite into the sandwich, a loud rumble can be heard along with a flash of light from outside. I take it the show has started. Only now, looking outside, I realize that dusk has come and gone, leaving us in the peak of twilight. Sparking tracers arc upwards, ready to explode in the floral shapes of fireworks. Let's go watch. Oh, sorry, Lily. Please, don't miss the show on my account. From what I've heard, this isn't a bad location to watch them from. With the exception of Lily, we rush to the window of the small tea house to watch the show. The strobe of colored lights plays across Hanako and Yuko's smiling faces, and for a second I forget to look out the window. In this totally new world, there are few things that don't change. I think that's why the school makes such a fuss over this festival. It's a chance to show the similarities between everyone. The show is over all too quickly. Fireworks are expensive even for the most well-funded schools. Unnecessary semicolon. Before we return to our tea and sandwiches, Hanako turns to me. Thanks for today. And tomorrow. That's okay. I don't think that I could have faced those crowds either. On days like this, it's more relaxing to spend some time away from everyone, don't you think? Yeah. Anyway, we've been delaying this tea for far too long now. Let's get back. Sure. We return to the booth and our light meal. That sounded impressive, bigger than last year's at least. Yeah, it was great. I've never seen them put on such a show. It gets better every year. I'm afraid, however, that during that time, the tea has gone cold. Oh no, let me make some more. This is my fault. Calm down, Yuko. It's nobody's fault. I take a sip. Did I just say sip? I take a sip from my cup just to prove the point. This tea isn't too bad. Cool. Anyway, it's like an iced tea. What? This tea isn't too bad cool. What is a too bad cool? Is that like a, not a too good cool? Alright. Really? Yes, really. If you add a bit of sugar, it's kinda nice. Are you sure? I'm positive. Now why don't you sit down and we'll finish this together? Oh, okay. Yuko doesn't seem convinced, but sits down regardless. She carefully measures out about 5 teaspoons of sugar and adds them to her tea. I said a bit of sugar. I know, but I like my tea sweet anyway. Yeah. Anyways, curiously, I peer into her cup. As expected, hardly any of the sugar dissolves in the cold liquid. She stirs it twice before upturning the cup and drinking the contents, sugar and all, in a single mouthful. What? You're right, that's not bad at all. Because you just drank a whole bunch of sugar. Good. I look back to Lily and Hanako, both of whom have finished their meals, as I witnessed Yuko's personality in action. Not wanting to hold anyone up, I use her tactic and finish the remainder of my tea in a single swill. Well then, it seems we're all finished. Do we head back now, or do we want seconds? Yuko's expression shows that this is quite clearly not a good idea. I think that it would be best if we had seconds. No, best we get back soon. We do have to get back before curfew after all. Oh, that is a good point. I'll meet you tomorrow, Yuko. I'll be looking forward to it, Lily. Goodbye, everyone. We make our way out the small tea house and into the dark of the night. Lily and Hanako once again take point, but under the cover of darkness, Hanako seems slightly less stressed than she did on the trip here. We move against the occasional group of people emptying the school grounds, but Hanako seems to lead us along a few minor roads, avoiding the bulk of the crowd. Outside the dorms, the school seems strangely quiet when compared to the noise of the day. Well then, thank you both for today. I think I learned a lot. You're most welcome, but I'm afraid that I really must be going. Today's been a long day. That's right, Lily spent all of today on her feet, and I can't imagine that walking outside of the school would be pretty tiring for her. Unnecessary semicolon. Well, that's kind of weird. All the misplaced commas from before have now become misplaced semicolons. Whoever wrote the text on this, wrote the dialogue, kind of didn't know what they were doing. Even though the spelling is all correct, though. I've not noticed any words that were not spelled correctly. So maybe they had a spell checker. I don't know. That's interesting. So much reading. I feel a pang of guilt as I remember that I was probably the only one in the school that got up around 10 this morning. Sure thing. Well, I'll see you both tomorrow. Good night. Good night, Hasao. Night. The girls returned to their dorm and I headed to mine. Actually, now that I consider it, today tired me out as well. Act 2. Hide and Seek. Alright. We're gonna make way on the arc of befriending Hanako. This is gonna get really emotional. Now we're gonna get into the good stuff. But I'm going to hold off on that for this video. I want to thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment. I hope you have yourself a good day. And this is Sweet Tooth, signing off. I love you.